Hello fans! Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the dramatic events surrounding Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' baptism, heated confrontations, and dangerous threats that unfolded on Tuesday, July. Hi everybody! Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions as we explore the heartfelt moments of a sacred ceremony, shocking interruptions, simmering family tensions, and a fiery attack that could spell disaster for our beloved characters in Port Charles. Let's break down every twist and turn with fresh details and expanded insights into the lives of these iconic figures. A sacred start, a Daisy's baptism ceremony. The day begins with a tender and spiritual moment at the heart of Port Charles Community Chapel, where the baptism of little Daisy Gilmore Corinthos takes center stage. The pastor stands at the forefront, his voice warm and resonant as he declares, "We are gathered here today to welcome a new soul into our faith through the holy sacrament of baptism." To his left, Sasha Corbin cradles the adorable Daisy, wrapped in an elegant white baptismal gown adorned with delicate lace trim, a matching bonnet framing her innocent face as tiny wisps of hair peek out. Michael Corinthos stands protectively beside Sasha, his expression a mix of pride and quiet resolve, as they prepare to dedicate their daughter to a life of faith. On the other side of the pastor, Daisy's godparents, Jason Morgan and Felicia Scorpio, stand with solemn dignity, their roles as spiritual guardians evident in their attentive gazes. Jason, ever the stoic protector, offers a rare soft smile at the sight of Daisy, while Felicia's eyes shimmer with emotion, recalling her own family milestones. The chapel itself is a vision of serenity, with sunlight streaming through stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns on the pews where friends and family gather in reverence. Yet, beneath this peaceful facade, an undercurrent of tension brews, threatening to shatter the sanctity of the moment in ways no one could predict. An unwelcome intrusion, Natalia's chaotic entrance. Just as the ceremony reaches its heartfelt peak, chaos erupts with the unexpected arrival of Natalia Ramirez, whose dramatic entrance sends whispers rippling through the gathered crowd. Still lingering near the chapel's entrance, Brooklyn Quartermain Chase narrows her eyes with suspicion as she confronts someone, likely Natalia herself, with a sharp, "What on earth did you just do?" Her tone carries a mix of exasperation and concern, hinting at prior conversations that may have fueled this disruption. Earlier, Brooklyn had confided in Natalia about Deception Cosmetics' dire financial straits during a tense exchange, perhaps hoping for empathy or advice. Instead, Natalia's reaction was explosive, her emotions already raw from a misunderstanding about Sonny Corinthos. Convinced by a false rumor that Sonny planned to whisk her away to Belize for a romantic escape, Natalia stormed into the baptism, her face flushed with betrayal when she realized the truth. Sonny, ever the strategic thinker, had only arranged for his guard to escort her away for her own protection, a decision rooted in concern rather than romance. As the guard firmly guides her out, Natalia's fury boils over, her parting glare at Sonny filled with venom as she struggles to accept his intentions were never what she imagined. Her interruption casts a shadow over the ceremony, leaving attendees whispering and Daisy's family visibly unsettled by the breach of their sacred moment. Office tensions, a love triangle resurfaces at Aurora. Meanwhile, across town at the sleek, glass-walled offices of Aurora Media, a different storm brews between Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson. The couple, recently attempting to mend their fractured relationship, finds themselves caught in a passionate reconciliation, quite literally. As they share a heated kiss atop Curtis' polished mahogany desk, papers scattered in the throes of their embrace. The air is thick with unspoken promises of forgiveness until an unexpected interruption shatters the moment. Jordan Ashford walks in, her expression a mix of surprise and discomfort at the intimate scene before her. The atmosphere shifts instantly, with Portia's defenses rising as she snaps at Curtis, "You might be blind to what's happening here, but I'm not." Her words drip with accusation, though it's unclear whether her ire is directed at Jordan for intruding or at Curtis for what she perceives as lingering feelings for his ex. The tension is palpable, harkening back to past betrayals when Portia suspected Curtis of rekindling old flames with Jordan during a vulnerable time in their marriage. Curtis, caught in the crossfire, looks utterly bewildered, his brow furrowed as he tries to navigate Portia's anger and Jordan's awkward presence. Portia's insecurities threaten to unravel their fragile progress, and if she doesn't temper her suspicions, she risks pushing Curtis away for good, a heartbreak that would be entirely of her own making. This volatile dynamic at Aurora underscores the personal battles raging beneath Port Charles' polished surface. A son's regret, Lucas' heartfelt advice to Marco. Elsewhere in town, a poignant conversation unfolds as Lucas Jones sits down with Marco Rios in a quiet corner of the hospital cafeteria. The clatter of trays and murmur of voices fading into the background. Lucas, ever the compassionate healer, urges Marco to bridge the widening gap with his mother, Natalia, before time slips away. Reach out to her now, Lucas advises, his voice heavy with empathy. This might be your last chance to make things right. The weight of his words stems from recent events. Natalia had stormed out of Marco's life after a bitter argument, their relationship strained by her legal troubles. Marco, with a knack for uncovering painful truths, had discovered Natalia's plan to flee the country amid looming charges for driving under the influence, a scandal that could land her behind bars. Worse, he learned that Sonny Corinthos had brokered a plea deal with acting district attorney Justine Turner to lessen her punishment, a secret that fueled Marco's sense of betrayal. Natalia's final words to him that they might never see each other again echo in his mind as Lucas speaks, the gravity of their estrangement sinking in. Marco's conflicted expression reveals a son torn between anger and longing, while Lucas' gentle persistence serves as a reminder of the fleeting nature of family bonds in a town where drama often overshadows love, threats, and misunderstandings. Natalia's parting shot at Sonny. Back at the chapel, the aftermath of Natalia's dramatic exit lingers as Sonny's guard finally catches up with her near the heavy oak doors, ushering her away from Daisy's baptism with a firm but silent grip. Natalia's rage is unyielding, her eyes blazing with resentment as she turns to Sonny and hisses, "May you receive every blessing you deserve." Her words, laced with bitter sarcasm, are anything but kin, clearly a curse masquerading as a benediction. The misunderstanding that fueled her anger, that Sonny intended to start a new life with her and Bella's, was never his plan. His actions were purely to ensure her safety, a protective gesture she misread as romantic intent. As she's led away, her venomous glare pierces through the crowd, leaving Sonny unshaken but visibly frustrated at the baptism's disruption. This confrontation highlights the dangerous miscommunications that often plague relationships in Port Charles, where trust is a rare and fragile commodity. Natalia's threats, though verbal, carry an ominous weight, hinting at potential fallout that could ripple through Sonny's life and beyond. A fiery danger chaos at Charlie's pub. As the day fades into a shadowy evening, an entirely new threat emerges at Charlie's pub, a beloved local haunt where secrets are often spilled over glasses of whiskey. In a horrifying turn of events, an incendiary device, possibly a crudely made Molotov cocktail, crashes through the back door of the storeroom, shattering against wooden crates and igniting a small but rapidly spreading fire. The acrid smell of smoke fills the air, and if the flames reach the shelves of liquor lining the walls, the entire pub could be engulfed in an inferno, endangering anyone inside. The timing, under the cover of darkness, raises chilling questions. Is this a random act of violence, or could it be tied to Natalia's cryptic blessings aimed at Sonny? More alarmingly, whispers of Jen Sidwell's hit list, a collection of family photos marking targets for retribution, such a sinister motive behind the attack. Is Christina Corinthos Davis, known to work late shifts at the pub, in peril as the flames grow? Her connection to Sonny makes her a potential target, and the uncertainty of her presence during this late hour heightens the suspense. The fiery assault on Charlie's pub serves as a stark reminder that in Port Charles, danger lurks even in the most familiar corners, threatening to consume both property and lives. Next, we're diving into a mysterious and unsettling storyline swirling around Sasha Gilmore and her precious newborn, Daisy Gilmore Corinthos. Strange occurrences have Sasha on edge, with mounting evidence suggesting someone is deliberately gaslighting her, using her innocent baby as a pawn in a sinister game. Could this be the work of the presumed dead Nelle Benson, Willow Tate's notorious evil twin? Or does another shadowy figure lurk behind these disturbing events? Join us as we unpack every chilling detail, explore new theories, and delve into the heart of this perplexing drama unfolding in Port Charles. With fresh perspectives and expanded insights into the lives of our favorite characters. A mother's nightmare, Sasha's disturbing discovery. In the quiet corridors of ABC General Hospital, Sasha Gilmore's world has been turned upside down by a series of bizarre and terrifying incidents involving her infant daughter, Daisy Gilmore Corinthos. The ordeal began with a heart-stopping mix-up shortly after Daisy's birth, when Sasha was handed the wrong baby in the maternity ward. Her maternal instinct screamed in alarm as she cradled the unfamiliar child, her pulse racing with dread until Lucas Jones, ever the calm and competent doctor, swiftly located Daisy and reunited her with her frantic mother. Though the crisis was averted within minutes, the incident left an indelible mark on Sasha, her trust in the hospital's security shaken to its core. The sterile, white walls of the maternity wing, once a place of joy, now seemed to loom with silent threats, as if whispering that danger could strike again at any moment. This initial scare was only the beginning of a pattern of unnerving events that would soon escalate, seeding doubt and paranoia in Sasha's mind about what might be targeting her family. And seeing intruders, the crib mystery deepens. More recently, Sasha's unease has transformed into outright fear with an incident at home that defies explanation. After gently laying Daisy down in her crib for a nap in the nursery, a cozy haven decorated with pastel mobiles and soft plush toys, Sasha stepped downstairs to chat with some visitors in the Corinthos family estate's grand living room. The murmur of conversation and clink of coffee cups provided a brief respite from her worries, but when she returned to check on her daughter, her blood ran cold. Daisy, who had been placed facing the window with sunlight dappling her tiny form, was now turned in the opposite direction, her little body positioned toward the door. Even more chilling, the pale yellow onesie Sasha had dressed her in was gone, replaced by a mint green outfit she didn't recognize. The nursery, once a sanctuary, felt violated, as if an invisible hand had reached into her most sacred space. No one else was in the house at the time, or so she thought, and the eerie switch left Sasha trembling with questions. Who could have done this, and how did they slip past unnoticed? The violation of her daughter's safety has ignited a fierce determination in Sasha to uncover the truth, no matter how dark it may be. Security lapses, the nanny cam conundrum. Adding another layer of frustration to this haunting mystery is the baffling absence of security measures that could have captured the intruder on film. The Corinthos mansion, with its sprawling grounds and opulent interiors, is no stranger to drama, and a nanny cam had been installed in Daisy's nursery as a precaution. In fact, that very camera recently recorded a scandalous moment between Drew King Quartermain and Willow Tate, an indiscretion that sent shockwaves through the family. Yet, inexplicably, the device was turned off or perhaps tampered with during the time of Daisy's mysterious repositioning. Sasha and Michael Corinthos, both heirs to wealth and influence, have the means to fortify their home with state-of-the-art surveillance, yet this critical lapse leaves them vulnerable. Whispers among the household staff suggest the system might have been disabled by someone with intimate knowledge of its workings, fueling speculation about an inside job. Given the family's high profile and the dangers that often accompany their name, the failure to maintain constant vigilance is a glaring oversight. One that Sasha is now desperate to rectify as she grapples with the unseen threat to her child. A ghost from the past is Nelle Benson behind the chaos. As Sasha wrestles with these chilling incidents, fans and residents of Port Charles alike are buzzing with theories about who might be orchestrating this campaign of psychological terror. One name keeps resurfacing with haunting persistence: Nelle Benson, Willow Tate's presumed dead twin sister, whose dark legacy still casts a long shadow over the town. Nelle, known for her ruthless schemes and unhinged vendettas, was believed to have perished 5 years ago after a violent confrontation with Carly Corinthos Spencer atop a perilous cliff. The tragic fall sent her plummeting toward a treacherous river far below the same icy waters that once claimed Morgan Corinthos, yet no body was ever recovered. A month after her disappearance, Jason Morgan received a cryptic call claiming Nelle's remains had been found, but no concrete evidence was presented, no funeral held. Only a solitary gravestone stands in the Port Charles Cemetery, a somber marker occasionally visited by Nina Reeves, Nelle's grieving mother. In the world of soap operas, where death is often a temporary inconvenience, Nelle's return feels not just plausible but almost inevitable. Could she be the mastermind behind Sasha's torment, driven by a thirst for revenge against the Corinthos family and a twisted desire to reclaim her place in Nina's life? Motives and machinations. Why target Sasha and Daisy? If Nell is indeed alive and pulling the strings, her motives for targeting Sasha and Daisy are as complex as they are malevolent. Nell's history with the Corinthos clan is steeped in bitterness, from her failed attempts to destroy Carly to her obsession with claiming a piece of their legacy. Sasha, as a close ally of Michael Corinthos and a surrogate mother figure in past storylines, represents an extension of the family Nell despises. By using Daisy as a tool to unravel Sasha's sanity, Nell could be striking at the heart of their happiness, sowing chaos in a way that echoes her past manipulations. Furthermore, Daisy's vulnerability as an infant makes her the perfect instrument for maximum emotional devastation, a cruel tactic that aligns with Nell's vicious nature. Some speculate that Nell might also harbor resentment towards Sasha for forging a bond with Nina, a maternal connection Nell always craved but never fully secured. This gaslighting campaign could be her warped attempt to dismantle Sasha's life, piece by piece, while reasserting her own claim to Nina's affection. Adding to the intrigue, Willow Tate, Nell's twin and current object of family drama, might unwittingly play a role in this scheme, her own struggles and secrets providing fertile ground for Nell to exploit. Alternative suspects: could someone else be to blame? While Nell remains the prime suspect in the court of public opinion, other possibilities linger on the fringes of this mystery. Could Nina herself, driven by unresolved grief over Nell's supposed death, be acting out in a subconscious bid for control or connection? Her visits to Nell's gravesite hint at a lingering emotional turmoil that might manifest in unsettling ways. Alternatively, a lesser-known enemy of the Corinthos family, perhaps a disgruntled former associate or a hidden rival, might be using Sasha's vulnerability as a means to exact revenge on Michael or Sonny. There's even talk among fans of a hospital insider, possibly someone with access to the maternity ward during Daisy's birth, who could be manipulating events for reasons yet unknown. The absence of nanny cam footage only deepens the mystery, as it suggests whoever is behind this has intimate knowledge of the family's routines and defenses. As Sasha and Michael scramble to protect their daughter, the list of potential culprits grows, each with their own plausible reasons for unleashing havoc on a young mother's peace of mind. The road ahead: unraveling the truth in Port Charles. As the strange occurrences surrounding Daisy Gilmore Corinthos continue to mount, Sasha Gilmore finds herself caught in a web of fear and uncertainty, her every moment overshadowed by the specter of an unseen adversary. Whether it's Nelle Benson, risen from the grave to wreak havoc, or another sinister force at play, one thing is clear: someone is intent on gaslighting Sasha, using her beloved daughter as the ultimate weapon. Will Sasha and Michael uncover the identity of their tormentor before irreparable damage is done? Can they shore up their defenses and protect Daisy from further interference? And if Nell is indeed alive, what other dark plans does she have in store for the residents of Port Charles? Next, we're delving into the turbulent world of Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase, whose heartfelt plans to build a family through adoption have been thrust into uncertainty amid a storm of personal revelations and emotional chaos. Once driven by a shared dream to overcome Chase's infertility, the couple now finds themselves entangled in the dramatic fallout from the May 2025 Nurses' Ball, where long-buried secrets about Brooklyn's past came roaring to the surface. With family tensions, professional rifts, and a thirst for revenge consuming their lives, have Brooklyn and Chase abandoned their adoption journey, or is this merely a temporary detour? Let's explore every facet of this gripping storyline with fresh details, newly imagined elements, and a deeper look into the heart of their struggles in Port Charles. A dream deferred, adoption plans on hold. In the once hopeful corridors of Brooklyn Quartermain and Harrison Chase's life, a vision of parenthood that burned bright has dimmed under the weight of unforeseen turmoil. The couple, initially united by an urgent desire to adopt a child due to Chase's heartbreaking infertility diagnosis, had spent countless evenings poring over agency brochures and envisioning a nursery in their cozy Port Charles home. Their dream was a beacon of light, a testament to their resilience as a team. However, as of late, those plans seem to have stalled completely, replaced by a deluge of emotional wreckage following a bombshell revelation at the May 2025 Nurses' Ball. The glittering event, typically a night of charity and celebration at the Metrocourt Hotel, became the stage for a life-altering disclosure about Brooklyn's past, shifting their focus far from the adoption applications that once littered their coffee table. Now, the silence on the adoption front speaks volumes. leaving fans and friends alike wondering if the couple's aspiration for a child have been quietly shelved or lost forever in the chaos of their current reality. A shocking reveal: Joe Palmieri's true identity. The catalyst for this dramatic shift is the staggering revelation that Giovanni Joe Palmieri, a young musician who recently arrived in Port Charles, is the son Brooklyn gave up for adoption after a fleeting teenage romance with Dante Falconeri. The truth exploded into the open during the nurse's ball, as chandeliers twinkled and champagne flowed, only to be overshadowed by whispers and gasps when Gio's identity was unveiled before a stunned crowd. Brooklyn, who had kept this chapter of her life locked away, felt the ground crumble beneath her as the past she'd tried to outrun stared her in the face. Joe, a sensitive soul with Dante's piercing eyes and Brooklyn's fiery spirit, is now grappling with the weight of his own adoption story, torn between curiosity about his roots and resentment for the years spent in the dark. Meanwhile, Dante's rage at Chase for guarding Brooklyn's secret has ignited a bitter feud, further complicating the couple's ability to focus on their own family-building goals. The emotional debris of this revelation has left Brooklyn and Chase scrambling to pick up the pieces, their adoption dreams buried beneath the urgent need to address Gio's place in their fractured family history. Professional and personal rifts, Dante's fury unleashed. The fallout from Gio's identity reveal has not only shaken personal relationships but also spilled into the professional realm, creating a volatile rift between Chase and Dante at the Port Charles Police Department. Chase, in a bid to shield Brooklyn from pain, chose to keep her long-ago pregnancy a secret from Dante, a decision that now haunts him as Dante unleashes his fury during heated confrontations at the precinct. Their once solid partnership as detectives, built on late-night stakeouts and shared trust, has crumbled into a battleground of accusations, with Dante demanding answers and shouted exchanges that echo through the station's sterile halls. These clashes are not just personnel, they are jeopardizing their ability to work effectively, as unsolved cases pile up and their captain grows increasingly frustrated. For Chase, the weight of Dante's betrayal stings deeply, while Brooklyn watches helplessly as her past mistakes tear apart the men in her life. This professional discord adds yet another layer of strain, pushing adoption discussions further into the background as Chase struggles to balance his role as a supportive husband with the demands of a crumbling career alliance. Family betrayals, Brooklyn's anger at Lois and Gloria. Compounding Brooklyn's emotional turmoil is a seething resentment toward her own family, specifically her mother, Lois Trullo, and grandmother, Gloria Trullo, who played a role in concealing Gio's existence from her for years. The revelation that they knew about her son's identity and chose to shield her from the truth under the guise of protection has ignited a firestorm of hurt and betrayal within Brooklyn. Memories of her teenage years, spent under the watchful eyes of Lois and Gloria in their bustling Brooklyn home, now feel tainted by deception. She recalls tearful nights after giving up her baby, believing she was alone in her grief, while her family held the key to her peace all along. Brooklyn's anger manifests in icy silences during family dinners at the Quartermain mansion, where once lively banter has been replaced by tension thick enough to cut with a knife. This fury has become a consuming force, diverting her energy from the hopeful pursuit of adoption to a bitter reckoning with the women who shaped her life via distraction that could jeopardize her future with Chase if left unchecked. A vendetta ignited to revenge against Lulu Spencer. Adding fuel to Brooklyn's emotional inferno is her burning desire for revenge against Lulu Spencer, the person responsible for exposing Gio's identity to the world. Lulu, with her knack for uncovering hidden truths, dropped the bombshell at the nurse's ball, perhaps unaware of the full devastation it would unleash, or perhaps with calculated intent. Given their rocky history, Brooklyn, who once shared a tentative camaraderie with Lulu during their younger years, now views her as an enemy who shattered her carefully constructed life. Her thirst for retribution simmers beneath every interaction, whether it's a pointed glare across the room at Kelly's diner or whispered plans to undermine Lulu's credibility in Port Charles society. This vendetta has become an obsession, draining Brooklyn's emotional reserves and leaving little room for constructive thoughts about adoption or healing. Chase, ever the grounding force, watches with growing concern as his wife fixates on the past rather than their shared future, fearing that this path of vengeance could drive an irreversible wedge between them and their dreams of parenthood. A marriage under strain, Chase's struggle to support Brooklyn. Amidst the whirlwind of secrets, anger, and revenge, Harrison Chase finds himself in an increasingly precarious position, caught between supporting his wife and maintaining stability in their marriage. The once unshakable bond he shares with Brooklyn, forged through quiet nights of laughter and mutual dreams, now feels tested by the relentless drama surrounding them. Chase, a man of integrity with a deep-rooted desire to protect, wrestles with guilt over the rift with Dante while trying to be the rock Brooklyn needs as she navigates her pain. Late at night, in the dim glow of their bedroom, he ponders how to steer their relationship back to a place of hope, often staring at the empty space where a crib might one day stand. The absence of adoption updates weighs heavily on him, a silent reminder of a postponed dream, yet he hesitates to broach the subject with Brooklyn, fearing it might add to her burdens. If Brooklyn's focus remains anchored in retribution and unresolved family grief, Chase worries their marriage and their vision of a family might buckle under the pressure of a past they cannot escape. A future in question, can they reclaim their dream? As the dust of June's revelation continues to settle, the landscape of Brooklyn and Chase's life in Port Charles remains littered with obstacles to their once cherished adoption plans. The chaos of family betrayals, professional conflicts, and personal vendettas has left little space for the couple to nurture their aspiration for a child. While the scarcity of support from friends and family, many of whom are entangled in their own drama, deepens their isolation. The Quartermain estate, often a hub of warmth and eccentricity, now feels like a battleground where old wounds fester. Will Brooklyn and Chase find the strength to carve out time for healing, to sit once more with adoption papers under the soft glow of a lamp and dream together? Or will the weight of resentment and revenge bury their hopes beneath an avalanche of unresolved pain? For now, their journey to parenthood hangs in a fragile balance, a poignant reminder of how easily dreams can slip away in a town as tumultuous as Port Charles. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital as we follow every heart-wrenching twist in their story, hoping against hope for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on this deep exploration of love and loss. Until next time, keep watching for the drama that defines our favorite town.